It's Deepak here. Today I'm gonna look at a very important question on what are the some of the parameters that are given when you define the mappers in MapReduce. Some very important parameters. Okay, you should know about this when you're using MapReduce job. Some what do you understand by first? Let us see what you understand by a mapper job. A mapper is, as we know, is going to create a result in the form of a key value pair. It's going to take each and every record, perform some operation, take a record, and generate some sort of an intermediate key value pair records. That is the job of the mapper. That's what the map job is going to do. It's going to use how it is going to create it. It is going to do it by using the input split, the file that has been given. It is important to know that for a given file, it is going to create an input split. It will get an input split, which could be each block of data, like a 128 MB block of data. Each block of data will be taken in as an input split, and that will be processed for each record. So there will be a record mapper created. Um, there will be a record input for each input split, which will be created. The record will be created by the record framework, record generator framework. So the map, each map, so how you define it is you are gonna define it using the job.setMapper class, where you can give the name of the mapper class, and each mapper should have it should it will have an interface of the mapper job, and it is going to create a it will be an interface of the mapper interface, and inside that we have to define at least the map job, which contains three values. One is going to be the class for the uh, uh, data that is going to be entered inside, uh, and then next is the format of the uh, value that we are going to return from this, and third is the context, which is used to pass values into the map job. These are the three most important parameters. So each and every map job, each job is going to return you at, in each for each and every record there will be a record out mapping operation take place between each key and value, and that output, this is going to be, the key will be like a text, or it could be a number, it could be a text. So it is the object that is going to be written. You will see that it is like a text, or it's a long writable or an int writable. It is part of the parent class called writer comparable. So writer comparable will give you the different kind of possible um, objects that can be part of the key of the map reduce job, like int or float or like that, long writable, etc. Then you have the actual writable, or the value, which is like an int, or it could be a text, anything. You can also get the statistics using the counters for every map job. When operation take place, you can get the statistics as well. All the intermediate, whatever values are passed, are grouped together. Uh, so like all the values for a given key, they are grouped together. They are grouped as part of the map job, and you can even set up some partitioning logic where you can say that values belonging to certain map keys will go to some partition, some reducer values belonging to other keys will go to another reducer. Like that also you can set up a partitioning logic if required. You can also use a combiner class. You can define a combiner class as well. Like you want to perform the reduce operation on the map side for all the values that are emitted out of the map job. You can do that so as to avoid the network traffic and shuffling. That can be done using the combiner class. Uh, all this you will be you will have got a overall understanding of these things in my earlier videos as well, I believe. So uh, you are so you can also store the like uh, intermediate sorted outputs are also stored in the form of this key length, value format. Their things are in the output of the mapper job is also stored in this way so that you can compress them. So I hope you got a overall understanding. The mapper is going. There are a few important things to know. Mapper gives the output in key value format. Mapper can we can that is point number one. Second point, you can define the mapper job by setting the mapper class. You can also define the parameters for the map job easily using the map writable. And also the important point to notice that every mapper job is going to implement the uh, map is going to extend the mapper interface, and you will be creating a map uh, class, a map function inside the mapper class, uh, wherein the parameters are going to be the format used for the key, format for value, and the context of the map reduce job. Can those you can and you can use in the map job. You will be able to have the ability. The map job gives you the ability to use a combiner operation inside the map job. Also, the output of map job can be sent to a partitioner to send the data to the right reducer. So I hope you are very clear with all these important 5 to 6 points of map reduce mapper job. And question is how many map are going to be created. uh, the number of mapper jobs that is going to be based on the number of input files that exist. So like if you have 10 files, each file is of say, even if it is 15 MB, system is actually going to create 15 map jobs. You cannot change it. So that's the limitation here. But you can combine all of those files in a single zip file or a or archive file. If you create it in a single Hadoop archive file format, you will be able to use a single mapper job. You have the option of passing the parameter of using a single mapper job, and it is quite possible that there is a parameter. There is another option also of how to set the number of mappers. Let's say if you have 10 files and you say job dot set number of mappers parameters. If you give it say 5, system will ignore because this is just a hint we can give to the system of the number of mappers. Okay. uh, so I hope you find this useful video, and I'll keep create more videos on Hadoop. Bye, thank you.